Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. I'm bright. I mean, you could argue I'm not bright. See what I did there? It's a joke. Bright as in intelligence. I'm fairly smart. Be nice to me. What's going on with that? I feel like I'm glowing. Why would I be glowing today? In case you don't know what the show is, it's all about me. I'm kidding. But not really. I'm kidding. Relax. Everybody relax. Take it easy. I hate when things don't populate on social media platforms as they're supposed to. It makes me not very happy. Oh, man, we got lots to get into here today. Hold on. I'm not ready for you. I'm ready for you now. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Happy Friday to you. Man, that's bright. Let's see if we can do something about that, shall we? Yeah. Oh, that's not the way. Oh, that's not the way either. You think I'd have this ready. I did have this ready. How's that better? I feel like I'm glitching around the edges. Let's make it full screen and see what she looks like. It's not bad, right? It's not bad at all. What's up, everybody? Tom here. This is episode number 288. Oh, my God in heaven. 288. Are you kidding me right now? Is that nuts? Yes, is the answer to that. It is indeed nuts. The ticker is ticking. Let's get the brand. Where are you? Where are you? The brand? Let's get the brand branding. Yep, there it is. Oh, isn't that pretty? You better think so. I work hard on this stuff, man. You guys need to show me some love. Yeah, man. So everything's good in Tomland. I've had a really good week. Nothing negative to report. Everything's good. Everything's good all the time. It's not a good day, it's a great day. All right, let's get on to it. Will Moore is joining us. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, kids, I wasn't here last week. Things come up. You know what I mean? Life happens, yes. Carlos Martinez, what's going up? Ray All Day's here. What's up, Ray? How you doing, man? JDW in the house. JDWD. JDW, just JD. Jerry Lee Lewis passing away. Sugar Shane points out. True legend indeed. Ricardo, what's going on, my friend? Eric Jackson in the house. Brenda, how are you? Doing good. Good to see you. Things are awesome. Things couldn't be more awesomer. Chris Aldridge finalized his divorce today. Well, we don't wish bad on anyone. Just goes to show you that rich and famous people have problems as well. It's just that they have problems and they're rich. There you go. Renato, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Tammy back in the house. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. What's up, E? How you doing, man? Here to cause trouble as always. Ray complimenting me. See, Ray, the second I said, E, the second I said cause trouble, what are you doing? You're causing trouble. Shame on you, E. Shame on you. We got lots to get into here today. I don't have any concrete listings for topics. But so what we're going to get into is the current news and notes. That's today's episode. Before we get cranking, I want everyone here, if you will, to smash the like button, if you will, and do me another favor, if you would be so kind. Share this feed on your Facebook page. It'd mean loads to me. Wouldn't take you but a half second to do. If you're a pro wrestling fan, chances are people that follow you on Facebook are pro wrestling fans as well. Yes, perhaps. So if they are, maybe they will as well watch the feed. It would be greatly appreciated. Again, smash the like button, share this feed. Let's try to fill the room as much as we can on a Friday at 5:07 Eastern. People are going out to dinner tonight. Five from Fridays is a horrible time slot for us. I think everybody here pretty well knows that. But life calls, kids. We do what we can when we can. Okay, it is what it is. So I'd go earlier if I could. I thought about Saturdays. We've done Saturdays a few times here on the main event. However, Saturday and Sunday are my days off. So, you know what I mean by that? Your boy needs a break. Meantime, I'll take a sip out of this cup of delicious coffee. I'll get it. Looky here. Look how close that is to the logo. I'm about to spill it. Wouldn't that be terrible? Uh-oh. You could have one as well. It doesn't take much. Look on the bottom, kids. Read the ticker. The ticker is ticking. Read it, for crying out loud. All right? Read it. It tells you where the show is. Check this out. Here it comes. Shop official Tom Cart's main event merchandise, including, name it off, count off, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, magnets, buttons, and much more. You got it. tinyurl.com/TomClockPod. This is PODS. Haven't done that in a long time. Boy, that's a good site right there. You don't know what I just saw, but that was pretty awesome. Man, it just keeps getting better and better. Hoo-ha. No, you can't see it. And I'll never tell. All right, kids. We got lots to get into here today. I've not had much of an opportunity to speak here about the latest news on Punk. We've talked a lot about Punk. You have, I'm sure, in your own circles, I'm sure you've read and heard everything you ever want to see and hear, read and hear. The latest on Punk this week, there's a story coming out that his dog, the famous Larry Punk, as we all know, Larry is the beloved dog of the Punk family, is that he was in the room when Kenny and the Bucks kicked the door in, kicked it in, and that the door hit the dog, and the dog required some sort of attention, took him to the vet. So Punk retaliated because of the dog Larry. Okay. So here's where we're going with this. And I want everybody to bear with me for just a second here. It's up to you whether or not you believe the Larry story. Here's what I can tell you for sure. It's not true. Now, anything's possible. It could be that what I was told is incorrect. It's not true. Okay. If I've been told the dog wasn't even there. Now, listen, take this with a grain of salt, kids. Yeah. So anyway, that's where we are right now. Okay. And apparently this was done in an effort to perhaps whip up public sympathy for him. The comment was also made, and I'm not quoting verbatim here, but the comment was also made apparently from his camp that no one had spoken to Punk or his people since all this happened. I have also been told that is indeed incorrect. So that's what we're left with. Let me say a couple more hellos. Charlotte, my dear, very good to see you. It has been a while. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm doing well. My family's doing well. Hope yours is as well. Gavin in Ireland, what's up, man? Good to see you. Just after 10 p.m. on Friday night. Dude, you're awesome. Look at Gavin. He should be sleeping. He's hanging out with me. You rock, Gavin. No joke. Oh, so Ray checked out the Face Off episode of the 6M podcast. Thank you, dude. Wasn't that fun? That was so much fun. I had so much fun doing that with Jay and Troy from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Ray, you have the mug. Good for you, my friend. You're awesome. He says, breaking news, Eva Marie returning to boost ratings. Hui. Boost ratings, he says. Boost the ratings. All right, Ray, we're back to Punk. Ray says Punk is acting like a punk, in my opinion. He goes, go with God. Oh, Adam Cole's king. Go with God, brother. Yeah. Renato asking, do you think Triple H will buy a CM Punk contract from AEW? Okay, so let's get into this bit of this story as well. The news broke last week, broken on the Wrestling Observer. Let's just give credit where credit's due. We source our headlines here, kids. We always try to anyway. That supposedly Punk could possibly go back to the evil empire up north. All right. So I'm going to say this, and you guys can take this or you can leave it. It is entirely up to you, kids. All right. I'm looking at myself. Can you tell? Am I blurry? I feel like I'm blurry. Let's try to fix that. Friends, I want you to touch my hand at home, friends. Get the healing power. I better stop. They'll kick me off here. It's funny. No one laughed at that? Friends! I don't know. I could just go the Dusty route and said, my hand is touching your hand as we come together for this gathering. Where was I? The boy's doing great, Ray. Thank you. I'm going to say this. You guys can take this or you can leave it. If you are diehard WWE fans, you may not like what I'm going to say. And if you're AEW fans, you may love it. I don't know. Entirely up to you. So here we are, kids. Here we are. Here's what I'm going to say about this, all right? I am not now, nor have I ever been, nor do I ever plan to be, that raging lunatic fanboy who hates on someone because that person goes to work for another company. You know why? Because I'm not an immature child. And if that insults you, maybe you are. Not you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm talking about part-time viewers or viewers who may just be clicking on for the first time. If you're insulted by that, maybe you're part of the problem. Okay. It's akin, in my opinion, to people being fans of college basketball players and then turning on those players when they enter the NBA. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life because they don't like the pro game. A little bit different, but you get it, right? I knew people like that. Weird. Now, having said all that, I'll say this. I don't care anything about CM Punk going back to WWE. Number one, I wish him well. I hope that if it happens, I hope that physically his body holds up. Number three, if it's what he really wants to be happy, and it's go with God, brother. I won't be watching. And just because I won't be watching doesn't mean I don't want the best for this guy. But we need to start considering some cold, hard facts, okay? And this is spoken from a guy who wasn't in the locker room when the fight happened, yes? No matter what happened, no matter who was at fault, no matter who threw the first punch, no matter who threw the second or third punch, no matter who bit who or didn't bite who, whether there was a dog or not. What happened at that press conference never should have happened. You got a problem with somebody, you be a man and go to that person like a man, confront them on their own terms, on your own terms, whatever, and get it out in the open. That's what should have happened, in my humble opinion. He was looking for a fight. He got one. He was emboldened because he's CM Punk. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. From where I sit in this very chair, all these miles away from CM Punk, who's probably still in Chicago as we speak, I don't know what happened. Of course, I don't know what happened. None of us know what happened. We think we know. We don't know really, okay? But you picked a fight with the press conference, which never had to happen. You had a problem with somebody, go to that person like a man. That did happen. The press conference did happen. We all saw it. We know he picked a fight. I don't have a whole lot of patience for that. I just don't. Okay. Doesn't mean I want the bad for the guy now. It doesn't mean I don't wish him well in his future endeavors. Nothing like that. But, dude, in terms of supporting a guy, having a guy's back, I did those things for a very long time. A very long time with this dude. Before he left WWE and after and during and now. But I'm telling you, man, at some point, you got to start looking at who you're supporting. No disrespect, but yeah, it's a thing. Like I can't, again, if he goes back to the same company that fired him on his wedding day via FedEx, okay. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. If that's what he wants, go with God, brother. I don't know what else to say about it. That's all I'll say about it for the moment. We weren't on Tim last week, so you didn't miss a thing, my friend. Sugar Shane says, over the Punk incident, in my opinion, they're all at fault. I agree. They all need to grow up. It's like a bad episode of Springer. Agree. Ricardo says, if Punk goes back to WWE, he would have to eat his words on that incredible promo he cut on his return to AEW. Yep. But how many WWE fans even saw that promo, Ricardo? That's my counter to that. Because you know the element online that makes all the noise and complains about everything, they're not really in the crowd. They're a very minuscule amount of people making the noise. It's very few. That's the truth. All right. I'm just telling you like I see it, man. Telling you like I see it for sure. So, on the heels of the Punk issue, another story's coming out this week that supposedly some big names do not want to work with him. Chris Jericho, and some other names which aren't being mentioned. Supposedly, quote, Punk won't be back. His value on screen isn't 1% worth the hassle and black cloud he causes backstage, end quote. Fightful Select this week reported that Jericho confronted Punk backstage at All Out following the media scrum and altercation with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, reportedly telling Punk he was a cancer to the locker room and a detriment to the company. Supposedly, again, AW is in negotiations with Punk over a contract buyout. Okay, so kids, here's what I'll tell you. We're going to wrap this up with Punk, okay? But when your top tier talents tell you, I no longer want to work with this person, it's over. Okay? So for any of us who thought that he might be back, he's probably not coming back. Gavin says, where did it all go wrong? From big return to downfall. Hard to see him going to WWE, though. More to ROH. Well, Khan owns ROH, so no, I don't see that either. Kingston and Okada versus Jay White and Juice Robinson. I think this has more to do with what they're going to do at Wrestle Kingdom next year. Not that they're going to, hinge or place their bets on this match or use this match to basically fuel it. I'm trying to get the camera. Sorry about that. Trying to get to refocus here. It's going to be a good match. I mean, I'll be straight with you. No disrespect to Eddie. I like Eddie a lot. Eddie's the oddball in this match, dude. Okada and Jay and Juice, and then you got Eddie. No disrespect. Eddie will mix it up with Juice Robinson. He'll probably even mix it up with Jay. But like if he cross paths with Okada, that's going to look weird and get weird quick. So yeah, we'll see. Mark David Brill says, I lost respect for Punk when he bashed WWE fans. It's us who made him. How'd he bash WWE fans though? I legit don't remember what you're talking about. Tell me how he bashed WWE fans. I'm not putting you on spot. I legit don't know what you're talking about. So I'd like an example of where he bashed WWE fans. I know he bashed WWE, which is not the same as bashing their fans. Oh, I say. Well, I mean, the word weird, I'm not saying that was a nice thing to say. But I've been called a lot worse than weird, my friend. Trust me. Shannon doesn't love us anymore, kids. Shannon, what happened to you? I missed you something awful. You never come by. You never call. You never write, Shannon. Ever. I even got you this mug, Shannon, and now I'm drinking out of it because you weren't here to get it. That's a lie. We miss you. Come on back. Come on back to your home, Shannon. I'm going to leave her comment up on the whole show and put her on guilt trip. Oh, my camera's... Someone buy me a new camera. Look how much better that was. Yep. Shannon, your comment gets stayed up forever. Gets stayed up. Jesus, what kind of grammar is that? Horrible. I'm always at work when you're on. Oh, fine. If you have to go make money to pay your bill, Shannon. While you're here, let me entertain you for a minute by ripping on you. I'm just kidding. Very good to see you. Message me sometime. Let's catch up. Good to see you. Good to see you. Subscribe to the 6M. Cost you nothing. I mean, if you want to, it's fine. Carlos says rumors Adam Cole is the mystery guy to challenge Chris Jericho next week. Oh my God. Love it. And I say he takes the belt. Why not? I'd buy that for $1. Shane says, hope it's Davey Richards. He could give Jericho a run. I like Davey Richards. I like Davey Richards. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, again, kids, when your top guys say we're not going to work with them, nope. Know what I mean? Yeah. So no, right? Yeah. Probably over. What else is going on this week, kids? Let's see. Yeah, boy. There was something I really wanted to talk about, and now I can no longer find it. Yeah, I've lost it. Kids. What'd you guys think of Dynamite this past Wednesday? It's a really good show, my opinion. The wrestling on that show is fantastic, for real. I mean, they hardly ever disappoint me on the actual wrestling. Let's talk a little bit about Bray Wyatt. Yes, I seen it. It says Chris Ford retires, but I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see. Beck says miss so much. Think that Punk burned too many bridges for the companies. He may not get it. No, they'd take him in a heartbeat. I don't know why Triple H would do it, but supposedly Triple H is mending fences. Shan, you're the best. We love you very much. You're awesome. Soundbite, Shannon. Shannon. Oh, Shannon. Shannon, I'll give you something. I'm going to give you something, Shannon. Watch this. Woo! Soundbite Shannon in the house, baby. So I thought Triple H was the one that doesn't like Punk. Never liked Punk. Never liked Punk. Punk never really understood why. But Triple H has a lot more to worry about now than just what he personally thinks and feels about talent. Because now he's got a whole locker room he's got to be concerned about and a whole company that he's running, evidently. Pardon me. So, yeah, he's are we going to let bygones be bygones? Because, like, the one that had the real problem here was Hunter, not Punk. Okay, let's get it straight. So, Bray Wyatt. What do we want to see here, and what do we think is going to happen? Because the rumor going around, the scuttlebutt, the water cooler talk, the gossip and innuendo, the hardcore rumors all state that they're going to take his little cast of characters and make them into real people, which means we're going to have a dude dressed up like as a pig and like as a doll and whatnot. Like, listen, everybody listen, okay? Everybody said, well, Triple H isn't there now, or Vince isn't there now. They'll get this right with that Bray Wyatt dude. Look out. Okay. They dress up a whole bunch of talent and make them to be his cast of characters, the Funhouse, the Firefly Funhouse gang, whatever we're calling them. Know what I mean? I don't really care about that. It's just another weird thing to do for this guy. And look, maybe it's his call. Maybe it's something he really wants to do. If so, maybe he sees something I don't see. Maybe he sees the end product, which is maybe going to look amazing. But from where I'm sitting, it looks and sounds very, very weird. We're going to have to see Huskus in real life. What? I got a button for that. I'll save it. I just don't get it. Beck says, interesting way they make him seem meek and then snap. Hope they make this work. I get it. But you know what? They did that before with the whole Fiend thing, yes? That's something I hope that never comes back. I mean, it's if it does, I'm fine. Everybody, I'll be fine. Okay. I'm just saying I wasn't a fan of that. I just wasn't a fan of that. Just me. Rebecca mentioning the loss of was it Tristan Nash? Tristan, is that right? Yeah, terrible, terrible news. All the best to the Nash family during this time for sure. Ray says Firefly Funhouse was hot garbage in my opinion. Same. But WB is dog poo in my opinion anyway. I won't say that about the company, but I agree with you in terms of that gimmick being nuts. I never liked it. Oh, I love Bray. I love Bray a lot. And as I said on the last time we were here, the last main event 2 weeks ago, when we had Jay and Troy on, I don't get all these people talking about, yeah, but can't work. Can't work. Shut up. Do people know what the word work means, or do they just use it? Just say wrestle. You know what I mean? I use the word work all the time, but I have been involved in pro wrestling companies behind the scenes. People who haven't and they use the word work, it just feels weird. Say what you want. What am I? Your dad? I'm not gonna tell you what to say. All right? It's fine. I don't care. It's just weird. He can't work. Do you know what work actually means? It doesn't mean he can't throw an arm drag properly. The work encompasses the entire match from start to finish. You know what I mean? Are you technically sound? Can you run a match? Can you run spots? Can you listen? The best attribute of any wrestler in the ring is, can that person listen? It really is. Listening is number one in my opinion. Listening and leadership. If I had to gauge it, that would be my response in terms of what makes a solid pro wrestler. Listening and leadership between the ropes. You got to be able to call a match. You need to be able to listen. You got to be able to adjust on the fly and improvise. And whatever the situation calls for, you got to be able to do it. I agree with you about the mic, Mark, but I'm talking about between the ropes, the actual match itself, because mic work is not technically working. It's part of the package, but you know what I mean. You got to be able to get it done through the ropes, between the ropes. Greg Lancaster. Good evening. I'm a longtime fan supporter. You are the modern Gordon. Keep up the super great work. Gordon, who? I'll be going to WrestleMania for the entire WrestleMania experience. If you are going, let me get. Brother, I don't know what to make of your comment. That last bit threw me off. That's funny. Shannon's back. Shannon never went anywhere. She misses too much. WWE is in good hands now. Hunter inherited a lot of Vince stuff. Is going to take some time to get to where it needs to be. Most of what we've seen so far has been a vast improvement. I will not argue with you. However, in my humble opinion, the way Triple H thinks wrestling should be presented is not so far removed from the way his father-in-law thinks pro wrestling should be presented. Notice I didn't say identical. Notice I didn't say just like it. Notice I didn't say it's part two. All I said was it's not too far removed. In my opinion, that's how I feel. Okay. Yeah. So let's keep that in mind. All right. He wasn't replaced by Mick Foley. He wasn't replaced by Bryan Danielson. He wasn't replaced by Dusty Rhodes. He wasn't replaced by guys who can, you see what I'm saying? And Triple H, I get it. But what I'm saying is Vince's version of how pro wrestling should be seen, the guy that learned it underneath and at his right arm is now running the show. Ron points out longer matches. Longer matches mean a lot if they're good matches. But good, and I was going to say good is subjective. Good is not really subjective. Either you can wrestle or you can't wrestle. Okay. But no, I get what you're saying. And honestly, they're taking their cues from other companies with the longer matches. I mean, is it possible to get in the ring and have a banger of a 7-minute match? Of course it is. course it is. Sometimes anything longer than 7 minutes is too freaking long. Depending on what story you're trying to tell, right? If the story you're trying to tell takes more than 7 minutes, you need longer than 7 minutes. Sometimes longer than 15 to 20, okay? But it just depends on what story you're trying to tell. But I agree with you. I agree with you. Carlos says now that they added all his talent back, they're going to have to keep Raw 3 hours. Raw's going to remain 3 hours regardless, Carlos, in my opinion, because they've got too much money coming in from advertisers. It's not going to go anywhere. The 3 hours is 2 hour Monday Night Raw is a thing of the past, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. Ray says they ruined Carmelo. He's the one star in NXT, in my opinion. Oh, thoughts on The Rock's daughter joining NXT. I'm glad they took their time putting her on TV. Can she work? I don't know the answer to that. People assume, well, Tom, she's The Rock's daughter. I got 2 words for you. Eric Watts. Okay. Shane knows who knows who I'm talking about. Eric Watts. Who else? David Sammartino. David Flair. There's very few exceptions. For every Dustin Rose that there were. Yeah. For every Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes that there are 100 David Sammartinos. So, am I suggesting she can't work? No, absolutely not. I'm suggesting her name's horrible because that's what they do in NXT when they sign you. You know, if your name is, if Tom Clark gets signed as an NXT talent, suddenly I become, I don't know, Cole Logan or, you know what I mean? Some weird, I don't know what to say. Some odd name that in real life, no one would ever be called that. Like ever. Maddox Gray or something. That's a WWE name if I've ever heard one. Maddox Gray. What? They you know what they've got in the NXT? They've got like a wacky name generator on someone's phone and they're doing that. Come on. What is that is her name, isn't it? Isn't that her NXT name? Where am I? Where'd it go? And I've lost it. Ava, what is it? What's her NXT name? Ava Rain. Thank you. What am I calling you? Ava Rain. Alora. You know I love you, right? I'm just messing with you. But I see your name and I want to call you your name. Know what I mean? I'm just saying. Ooh. Yeah, Rain. I get it. But they kind of already have the big buff dude with the long hair and the tats. See, Shane, I keep it real, baby. Old school. Old school. My opinion for the longest time, Mark. Mark, you're very talkative today, man. You're awesome. Thank you for hanging out as much as you're hanging out, dude. You're the best. No, the rest of you are talking as much as Mark is. Everybody be more like Mark. God's sake. Where was I? My opinion, Mark, for the longest time and still continues to be. It continues to be is that when he comes back, he's beating Roman at Mania next year for the championships. I think they're going to keep the belts on Roman for that long. That's what I think. You hear my chair? This thing is grunting and groaning like nobody's business. It's still comfortable, but like if it wasn't comfortable, I'd be cashing in and getting a new one. Shannon, have a great Halloween. Oh, Shannon. Shannon, you know me too well. That's why I love you. Yes, the pictures are coming on Tuesday. Guess who's putting up their tree on Sunday? Back up, rewind. Guess who's putting up their tree on Tuesday, baby? Me. Shannon knows. She knows how I roll, baby. You know why? Because Tuesday's November 1st. Hate on, haters. Hey, haters. Oh, haters. Keep right on hating. I'll keep right on celebrating. Hear that? I'm full of it today. I mean metaphors, not the other thing. Get your head out of the gutter. You're better than that. I like to make merry and be jolly at the holiday time. November 1st every year, my tree goes up, bam! And I Facebook post, bam, all the time. Because that's how I do, man. That's how I do. Ray, Ron, excuse me, I called you Ray. Ava Rain, not a bad name. Southern Rock was Rocky Maivia. What would they call her? Something besides Ava Rain? You ever know anybody named Ava? Neither have I. I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be, oh, hey, everybody, here's Michelle Smith. I don't know. It's just the names they come up with. Again, I think there's a wacky WWE name generator out there. Ray, are you messing with me? Do you for real put your tree up on November 1st? Did you take a cue from me or have you always done it? If you say you've always done it, I will know that we're related somehow. If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. Well, it's a good thing. I must be doing everything right. Ron says he knows 3 of them. Ron, you've been smoking the weed, haven't you? Ron smokes the weed. Ron's on the pot, kids. I'm messing with you. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Again, listen, no one has to agree with me. There's this weird thing that people have where, like, if you're not agreeing with somebody, it's oh ho ho ho. I just think it's wacky. I've seen some of the weirdest names in my life coming through that brand. I just don't get it. Like, let people name themselves. You know what I mean? And now, look, to be fair, there have been plenty of talents that come through there that do have some kind of say so on what their name is. There's something they request, and then but the story most time that I've always heard and read and been told is that someone's handed a list of like 5 or 6 names that they workshop and say, well, what do you think about one of these names? And then they pick one because they don't care, or they've got one they already want to use. The company's like, well, blah, 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 blah. They don't let them use them. I don't know. But you know what? They don't have to do what I say. It's okay. It's okay. Ooh, Shane mentions Garrett Bischoff. Great callback. Cool. I don't care. She came up with it. Go with God, brother. I still think it's a weird name. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Who do you think the OC is going to get? Who do you think the going to get for? I don't know, Chris. Chris, I'm sorry, my friend. I don't. Who do you think the OC is going to get for Ripley? Rhea Ripley? This moment of silence brought to you by Tom Carr's Main Event. Read the screen, kids. Read it. Read it. Okay. Ricardo, well done. What else can I say? What else can I say? Honest to God, what else can I say? Braun Breaker. Well said, Ricardo. Well done. Oh, rumors are saying Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. Is that what we're talking about? Oh, dude, I'm not disputing what he can do. This Braun Breaker guy. But again, horrible name. Wretched. Remember how long it took before they admitted that he's a Steiner? Or a Rex Steiner, I should say. Yeah, Gacy done that. Yeah, I agree. Oh, well, I mean, look at where they took it from. I mean, I never heard of the name Gacy in my life unless it was the serial killer. I mean, how do you not make that connection? Know what I mean? And you know, Mark, really good reason why they don't. Really good reason why they don't is because they need to make money off his name. They're going to copyright it and market it and make money off of it. And then he'll get famous with it. And then when he leaves, but see, here's the funny thing. When the day comes that he leaves, whether he does or not, I don't know. If the day comes that he leaves, guess what's going to happen? He gets to just be Steiner. That's not a bad deal. Don't step on that. You don't have a lot of room. Don't step on the screen. Don't step on the screen, my God in heaven. Get down here and say, hey, if you're going to be on my feed. Look at you with the mustache.
I'm growing a beard too.
Growing a beard, he says.
Look, right here.
Where?
Right here.
That's a beard, is it?
Yep.
Hear that, kids? He's growing a beard. You better stay off that screen, boy. Come back when you can stay longer. Don't step on my screen. No. Can't have animals up in here. I got a green screen behind me. I got news. Here's a secret. Everybody pull close. Listen. I'm not really in Chicago last year when Punk came back. I mean, I was, but like I'm not now, is what I'm saying. I'm not now. Like time travel, if it is a thing, I've not yet discovered it. Darn it. Man, we got tied up talking about Bray. Let's talk about something else before it gets to be the top of the hour, and I got to get on up out of here. AEW ratings up, just shy of 1 million viewers this week. You know, I don't really care a whole lot about ratings. I used to tell you guys all the time, but what else is going on? Strickland and Keith Lee get an AEW tag team title shot. Dude, the Acclaimed are over like madmen. It's insane how much those guys are over. Did you hear that pop on Wednesday night? My God in heaven. Let's talk about something else that happened on Wednesday night, kids. Kenny Omega and Young Bucks Vignette aired on the Dynamite. Okay, so they played it out like the Marvel characters, like dusting away from the MCU. Like in mid-sentence, they would cut it off. Really nice effect. I liked it. Kenny and the Bucks are coming back. Obviously, they included Hangman in that equation. They may just bring Hangman back with them because he's injured right now. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not really injured, but, you know, recovering at home, I should say. So, yeah, here we go. Pretty darn obvious that Punk's probably not coming back, okay? And it's funny how the timing of this worked. I wonder whose this idea it was for the timing to air the Bucks and Omega vignette the way they did. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with it. Jimmy, excuse me, my friend, getting tired of Charlotte Flair. Isn't it about time for her to step down? It's all subjective, dude. Some people love her. A lot of people love her, and a lot of people can't stand her because she's been there so long. Step down and do what, though? You know what I mean? Like her father never stepped down. I get what you're saying. Like, and again, it's all subjective. Your point of view on Charlotte Flair may not be someone else's point of view on Charlotte Flair, right? But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. So yeah. It's kind of like the old John Cena / Roman Reigns issue. Like you feel like that somebody is on top for too long or never coming back, or not coming back, but like on top for too long, I guess, and stuck in the same place, and they get featured every single week and you just get sick of it. I get it. Oh, trust me, Shane, I've been workshopping that. The issue I have is finding good quality images from those days. Quality images. Not impossible, but it's been hard. I spent 30 minutes one day in my office last week trying to do that very thing, was workshop some classic NWA images that were high quality. Jimmy says there are so many deserving other women that you deserve a chance. Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, you know, Charlotte had to work her way up. They didn't hand her anything. She came in on the bottom in NXT like all the other women did. I don't think she was given a free ride, and she's earned what she's got. But I won't argue your point. It makes sense. I know where you're coming from. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, it's a tough deal, right? Because like younger stars carry your company forward. Yes. But you need to make money today. How do you make money today with your established stars? Yeah, but if you're not prepping the next generation, there'll be nobody for those established stars to hand the company to when their time has come. It's a delicate balance, man. Alora / Sarah. Don't tell anybody. Says today was 7 years ago. I started writing for Camel Clutch. I owe everything to you. No, you do not. I've been telling you and your partner this for a long time. I may have opened the door or helped open the door, but you had to be the ones to walk through it. You know, I love you. You're awesome. But no, I appreciate your kind words. You're the best, but it's all good. You owe me nothing. Okay. You owe me a laurel and a hearty handshake when we finally get a chance to meet in person. If you don't get that reference, we can't be friends. Okay. Shane says he took heat on Peaches and Power Bombs for this. I said, what if Logan Paul beats Reigns? They said Theory cashes in and wins the title. Yeah. If all that happens that order, Theory's not winning or Logan's not winning and Theory's not cashing in. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yep, I do know the news about Zac Efron. I heard this for a while back about him playing Kevin Varner. It's supposed to be all the brothers, isn't it? Who got a fight me button? Who got the fight me button? Who got that? Oh, I see. I got it. You gave it to him. I get you. I got you. Makes sense. Victor says, what's up, V? Double V. Why isn't AW pushing Ricky Stark? Got to spin those plates, Vic. Know what I mean? They got a big locker room. Got to spin those plates. Got to juggle those balls, man. Know what I mean? Got to. And I guess he's just not a plate they're spinning at the moment. They'll have him back on. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I liked him a lot when he was just in NWA. I like him a lot now. The guy's maturity's come a heck of a long way. What more can you say about Ricky Starks, man? Powerhouse Hobbs has a bright future ahead of him. He's good now. He's only getting better. Go back and look at his work now versus where he was 2 years ago. The guy's come leaps and bounds, man. You can't even compare the two at this point. I mean, he's just come leaps and bounds. I'm happy for both those guys, and hope that Starks gets quite a bit in that company. I think he could do it. You know, comparisons to The Rock have been made. I'm sure he's made some of them, but most time it's the fans making those comparisons. Those are lofty expectations, man. I don't know if I'd ever want comparisons, you know, kind of linked to me in that regard, because, you know, Ricky's his own man, right? So, you know, I don't know. I guess I just want to talk about Ricky Starks for a second. Listen, we got 10 minutes before we're going to take this sucker home. So guess what we're about to do? She's opened up. She's gaping. She's ready. There's a big crevice right in the middle. You're going to fall right in if you don't watch yourself. It's the open floor. Hey, hey, and ho, ho. It's the moment Ray waits for the entire show. Ray loves my show, but he can't wait till it's over, because that way he can do the button. Oh, look! Ray, you never disappoint. DMX or Tupac? I got to go X on that. NWA or EPMD? I'll go into NWA just for the sake of the legends that came out of that band. If Adam Cole came to your house to go pumpkin picking and said, you can bring one extra friend, can I come? And after wanted to go get a coffee and get delicious flavored coffee, a coffee bar. Yes. Yes, absolutely, Ray. You and I have got to hang out with Adam Cole with a pumpkin and pumpkin coffee. Absolutely. You know who else I miss being here? Sandy in Germany. Where is Sandy in Germany, by the way? All right, the floor is open. Second question out the door for the open floor. Ricardo says, have you seen Black Adam? No. 39% Rotten Tomatoes, 93%, like 97% fan review. Look, I'm not going to base anything off that. It is what it is. I just found it interesting. The numbers were almost practically reversed. As a comic book fan, I would really like to see DC Comics get on their feet with the films, because I'm a comic book guy. However, having said that, I like the comic books. Now, I'm a big MCU guy. Obviously, you kids know that, right? One of the M's in 6M is Marvel, yes? So I'm a big MCU guy, and the MCU on the small screen as well. I like DC stuff on the small screen, okay? DC's films have been atrocious for the most part, in my humble opinion. I want to see them right the ship and make a go of this. Are they going to be able to? I can't answer that question. I was hoping this would be the thing to do it, because, buddy, they think it is. DC, Warner Brothers are hitching their carts to the horse of The Rock, man, for sure. Thinking he's going to pull them across the finish line. We'll see. We'll see. Ricardo says he enjoyed it. Shane says, what is the secret the Miz is hiding, referring to Dexter Loomis? God, who knows? Is it just me, or does everyone could just continue to be surprised that Loomis is a thing? No disrespect. I'm glad the guy's got a job. I'm glad he's getting paid, and he's not terrible. But I don't know the last time I watched a Dexter Loomis match and said, "Oh my God, that sounds disrespectful." I don't mean it seriously. I'm just teasing. But like, it's amazing how some people just get in there and they just hang in it. Good for him. Mark says I'm an NCO guy as well. DC just haven't done it right. Shazam was probably my favorite DC film. I did enjoy the Batman though. I got halfway through the Batman and never finished it. It's been on my HBO Max since then. I just haven't finished it. Isn't that weird? I just couldn't get through it. It's like 4 hours or something. I'm like, hoy vey. So yeah, I just haven't got through it. I might finish it at some point. So yeah. What's your Mount Rushmore best arenas? Greensboro Coliseum, Madison Square Garden, Tokyo Dome, and because I'm old school NWA, I'll say the Omni in Atlanta. That's the 4 I think, my opinion. Man, that was an easy Mount Rushmore. I like when they're easy. Sometimes it takes me a long time. Ron says the thing about DC is having more than one movie and 6 to 12 that are good and solid. Yeah, and it's all subjective too, right? What you may hate, I may love, and vice versa. But like that Wonder Woman sequel was one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen. It was so bad. We reviewed it on the 6M podcast, and we laughed all the way through the review. Phil and I did. It was pretty. I think it was me and Phil and Chris did that one. It was pretty freaking horrible. Hoy. Let's don't forget the fact that she raped that guy. I mean, that wasn't really Steve Trevor's body. That was a body that Steve Trevor just happened to be in. That was, sex against his consent. I mean, that's what I call it. If the roles had been reversed and it was a female character, everybody would have been upset. But they let it go because it was a male character. Like, there was a way to work around that part of the story, and they didn't choose to find it. Weird stuff through that whole movie to me. And the cast is fine. I had no problems with the cast. It was just the story was just wretched. Wretched. Carlos says, what do you think is going to happen with MJF after the end of Dynamite? They are leading us down the path. They're leading us down the path of, MJF turning face. It really feels like he is. Is that going to happen? I don't know. He's teased stuff before and hasn't gone through with it. Is that going to happen now? I can't answer that question. It'd be interesting. I'm interested to see what happens, man. I don't have a great answer for you. My head says he's turning face. My head says no chance. My favorite Halloween costume. You mean that I've ever worn? Dude, how poor was Tom when he was growing up? Gather around, kids. It's a good one. I was so poor as a kid growing up. My mom couldn't even afford a Halloween costume. Remember the box and the mask, and then like the cellophane wrapper on the front, on the top? Couldn't even afford it. Do you know what Tom did? Made his own. I made my own mask. I took a towel and used a safety pin and put it around my neck. I wore a shirt that kind of looked like a comic book symbol kind of thing. That's the truth, baby. Homemade Halloween costume, man. That's how poor Tom was growing up. I got other stories. A lot sadder than that. Trust me when I tell you this. I'm not making this up. That's why I appreciate everything I have today. Believe that. Rendell or Rendell? Rendell? I'm sorry, my friend. You think MJF could play? I think MJF can do whatever he wants to do. He's insanely talented. But I also think whatever it takes to become champ. Oh, and storyline, he'll do whatever it takes. Do I think he can do one or the other? Absolutely. Mark says, Rob Zombie destroyed the Munsters. No, he did not, Mark. He did not destroy the Munsters. The Munsters TV show is still there for you to watch. That's the good thing about reboots. They don't destroy a thing. Even if they try to, they don't destroy a thing. The original film is still there. The original show is still there, whatever it is. You can go watch it and be happy. You don't have to like what Zombie did. I get where you're coming from. I was the guy that rallied against every Transformers movie ever made. Bumblebee wasn't bad, but then they screwed it in the end because I was a Transformers guy, a Transformers kid growing up, had the entire series on DVD. Love that cartoon. First time I saw yeah, don't even get me started. But you know what? They didn't ruin anything for me. You know what I mean? At all. Michael Bay didn't ruin anything for me because I didn't watch that crap. He didn't ruin my cartoon, so I'm good. You know what I mean? Didn't take anything away from me at all. Ricardo says, would WWE main roster have a War Games match or Survivor Series? That'd be good, right? I'd like that. What is the name? What is the firm's role in the MJF? In my opinion, JD, this is all a swerve and that they're going to help him win the championship. That he's doing this thing with Hathaway, or that Hathaway could screw Mox out of the title. But I think they'll be involved. Can I see Regal turn on Mox? No. And maybe I'll be wrong, Ray, but no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll give you something, Mark. Rob is in his own little world, and you know what? It works for him. Rob Zombie reminds me a lot of Kevin Smith. He has a hardcore, diehard group of fans that will buy anything he does. And you could make the argument that Kevin's fan base is bigger, right? Probably is. But like Zombie never strays from who he is. Zombie does what he does. And he doesn't try to do anything more than that. He knows what he likes, and that's what he does. Same for Kevin. I love Kevin. Hanging out with Kevin Smith in June was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I get to be this age and say I just had one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my entire life. How cool is that? Life's good, my friends. Don't anybody tell you any differently. It's a good day, kids. Go tell your friends. Look up my page, man. Go look up my page. You'll see some Kevin Smith stuff. I got to hang out with him, got to interview him, and then got to hang out with him all from my shoot job for what, puts bread on the table, as they say. Got to hang out with him in Austin. Very cool. Something else funny is that the company I work with also did business with Quentin Tarantino. Now, that was before my time, so I didn't get to meet the guy. Isn't that funny? What's up, Wilf? How are you? Wilf wants a hot garbage. You ask, you get
hot garbage.
There you go. Jimmy, dude, these are some out-of-the-box questions today. I love it. We're going to end on this one. This is good. Do I believe in Sasquatch? No, but I'll bet he believes in me. That wasn't as clever coming out of my mouth as it was in my head. Here's what I'll tell you. When my kid was little, I would have a man-to-man conversation with him about life, about all kinds of stuff. I still try to do it now, but now he's chilling, doesn't care. Right. But when he was little, I tried to do it all the time. And one of the things I told him was, he asked me about zombies because he was getting freaked out by zombies. He goes, "Are zombies real?" And I sat him down. I said, and see, here's what most parents do. No, they're not. It's all make-believe. Not this guy. I podcast about wrestling and geek culture, and I'm a comic book guy. I'm not going to tell my kid stuff isn't real. Are you high? So what I told my kid was, more than one time, first time I told him especially, I said, "Son, to our knowledge, I don't know if zombies or vampires or Sasquatch / Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster or the Abdominal Snowman, I don't know if any of that stuff is real. But if it is real, we don't necessarily know that those things are out there to hurt us." That's what I said. Because I don't know the answer. I included aliens in that as well. Because I don't know. If aliens are real, we all have this assumption. Well, I owe everybody $1 after that. Excuse my phone. If aliens are real, it doesn't mean they're out to get us. If Bigfoot's real, it doesn't mean there's an army of them coming to your town. Know what I mean? If these things are real, maybe they are real. Can't they just be real and not be a threat to us? That was good, wasn't it? All right. I think we're getting out of here. Kids, I got to go. I have a hard out at 6. I got to get rolling. Thank you, everybody, as always, for hanging out with us. We very much appreciate it. Sorry again, we weren't here last week. We love you guys to death. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to let you get back to your regularly scheduled programming. We will be here next Friday, Lord willing, and the creek does not rise. You ever heard that one? It's a good one, right? Everybody, do me a favor. Go out there and have a great weekend. Watch some great pro wrestling tonight. Can't wait for that. And go watch some local pro wrestling. If you have the means to do it, go do it because you will probably love it. I'm getting out of here, kids. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, kids. See you next time. Tom Clark's main event.